That's not how the Force works.
I don't care.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. Prepare to start the show, R2. This is where the fun begins. Yo! G'day guys and welcome to Casual Rage on its all new day. Casual Rage 221 on a Wednesday. Oh no, well, I saw somebody in the chat say Wednesday, so I'm thinking it's Wednesday. It's actually Thursday, guys, in the real world. On a Thursday, we've got Casual Rage. So yes, this is the new time slot. It's a little bit unfortunate because it honestly, it really doesn't matter when you stream. You're going to stream over someone or something, somebody else's favorite show. It's kind of annoying like that, but it is what it is. So Fridays, we were obviously, we weren't really streaming over Jack's show. There was a bit of an overlap, obviously, but I'd usually start before the Jack show starts. It wasn't too bad, but there was that. Now I'm streaming now. Anna has started her new sort of streams that she does on this day. So she's going right now. You've got Grizzy going right now. There's nothing I can do about it. I get one day off a week and this is it. I had to move it. It was actually more important. When I first got the job and I took the Fridays as my day, it's because I'd already had Casual Rage going and, we had a bit of an audience. We had a bit of consistency. So I thought I'll try and keep that. And for the last 3 years, it's basically been like that. But now I needed to change it because again, for me, it's just the fact that I'd have to work 4 days on, then I get 1 day off, then 1 day on, 1 day off, 4 days on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off. So that was my week for ages, but I needed to move it. The 4 days kills me. When, you don't get 2 days off in a row, like a full weekend, and you've only got 1 day to split it up, you need that day right in the middle of the week somewhere. So the best day to take off is either Wednesday or Thursday for me. And I picked Thursday. So here we are. Let's quickly say hello to the chat and we'll get into some of the topics. We've got a fair bit to go through. There's a fair bit of Star Wars news. And there's some things that have just been brought to my attention just before the stream started, which is kind of hilarious, to be honest. What we're going to talk about is to do with Gina Carano. So we've got Gina Carano. Blabs also tagged me in something, which we're going to have a look at. We've got, obviously, Spider-Man. They dropped a teaser for that. You know what's really funny? I actually had no idea that they were doing a Spider-Man 4. Up until, like, a couple of, fuck. All right, I'll look at that in a second. Fuck, straight off the bat, I get distracted by work. So yeah, we got Spider-Man to look at. We've got some Star Wars stuff, like I said. What else did I have here? The funny thing is again, a lot of the Star Wars stuff is very repetitive. Like it's recirculated news. Except for the Gina Carano one. I feel like this person is really excited for this because they can now make bullshit content out of it. I'm being very cryptic, I know. Very cryptic with that one. But it's hilarious, so that's why I'm waiting. All right, who we got here? We got Ghostface. I haven't seen you, dude, for a while. But yes, unfortunately, this is going to be the new time slot. Oh, hang on. Whoa, where am I? I've read through like all your basically comments before before we started. So yeah, this is unfortunately when I've got to do it. I could maybe try and move the time on this day though. I could try and start earlier. How much earlier though? I could do later, but then if I do later, it's getting too late into the night for you guys over in the States, right? Because like right now, okay, it's only 10 p.m. Central. Let me ask you, actually, you know what we'll do? We'll do a poll really quickly. So on this day, here we go. For Casual Rage, this is the start time. How am I going to do this for Americans though? Fuck. I know. If it'll let me do enough characters. Here we go. So let's go. 12, 11. So for me, it'd be 11 a.m. Australian, or it would be, I'm just going to go off, I don't know what's the best time zone to go off of. So I'm just going to use, what just happened? I'm going to use Central Time Zone. So right now it's 10 p.m., 10:12. So we'll go. So it'd be 8 p.m. Central Time. Or we jump forward 2 hours. So it'd be 3 p.m. This is taking way too long. But that's because I wasn't expecting to do this. Sorry. Or, so 10. Oh, that's 12 midnight. So it's basically 2 hours earlier or 2 hours later. See, for Eastern audiences, that's even worse. Because what, you're an hour? So it'd be one, I think, if it's 12 p.m. Central, or 12 a.m. Central, I should say, it'd be 1 a.m. Eastern, I'm pretty sure. Darth Ghostface also asked about the YouTube thing in the States. Dude, you guys are going to have to show your ID or prove your age for YouTube. We're going to have to prove our age for the internet. The entirety of the internet. It's actually insane. Because no one under the age of 16 is going to be allowed to use fucking, I don't know, the internet, like social media and stuff like that. They're not going to be allowed under the age of 16 to have social media accounts. So how do they verify that? It's not going to affect any of the adults. It's only the people that are under 16 that need to prove their age. Not the people over 16. They don't need to prove their age to prove that they are over the age of 16. They're so dumb when they do stuff like this. And the funny thing is, the people are dumb too, because they voted for this shit. I know. I don't know. I don't think the YouTube thing's just a decision made by YouTube, isn't it? Which is pretty fucking stupid in itself. Yeah, no overlap with Jack Show. How you doing, Intrium? Good to see you. We've got Mike Hill in the chat for 44 months. The great Mike Hill says, "Hail Rhino. Just heard millions of Disney shills cry out in pain after finding out Obi-Wan will not be part of Ahsoka Season 2. That story is hilarious. That's hilarious. It just goes to show how much they just want to hear what they want to hear. You know, thank you for the 44-month member chat. We got Holocron here. How you doing, Holocron? Good to see you. Dropping links. We've got Riff. How you doing, Riff? Good to see you. Look, for me now, it's like these guys are even asking for roles. Like they're asking to come back. They want to go back. They want to do it. Is it just because they need work? Because I'm not seeing like too many of these actors like Ewan McGregor or Hayden Christensen in too many other things. They seem to just come back for these nostalgia roles, really. But like, again, with Disney stuff, fucking just do it now. Who cares? Who cares? You've ruined it. You've ruined it. You've destroyed the franchise. It's a shell of what it once was. And if you really want Star Wars and what Star Wars is truly supposed to mean and the story that it's supposed to tell, the only way to get that is the expanded universe. The 6 movies in your EU. That's it. It's the only way that you ever got it, and it's the only way that you're ever going to get it. How crazy is that? You know, people do these book series. They, you know, write a book or something, hoping that maybe some studio picks it up and turns it into a movie or a show or something like that. You know, George creates this entire universe. He made his own movies, great, all of that sort of thing. But all these books, all these creators, all these writers that wrote all these books, you know, hoping that one day their story might get adapted. You know, the proper canon. Nuisance Bird, how you doing? Gabriel Knight, Geordie, OG Star Wars, Soul Assassin. How you all doing? Good to see all of you. And we got Riff for 16 months saying Rhino is the real Doctor Who from the future. I don't understand that reference because I'm not a Doctor Who person. And if that's got nothing to do with Doctor Who, then I don't get it. But thank you, Riff. Yeah, like that's the hardest thing. All I do when that happens, like there's a lot of streams that happen while I'm at work that I really want to listen to. And sometimes I will be sitting at my desk and like I'll be listening to something. Like they've got music playing. I try and tune the music out and like listen to like what, you know, the podcast or the stream while I'm working. But like I listen to a lot while I'm driving. And, you know, I hate not being in the live chat because sometimes I'll be talking about something and I'll be like, dude, nobody even mentioned this. And I'll like even just like want to say that in the chat. And it's like, can't. There is no chat. We got Melissa Lord in the chat. How you doing, Melissa? Good to see you. Let's scroll down a little bit. It's 11:10 p.m. for you. So you're on the East Coast, right? Cellshade, how you doing, by the way? We got Jordan Star Wars. I see you. I ain't getting my ID. They want to build a database that create a social credit score. Hell no. Well, this is the thing. It's just like it depends on how everybody reacts to it. It's a bit like the COVID vaccines. Everybody just said, yep, I've got to do it so I can go to work. If everybody just had said no and went to work, what could they have done? Arrested the world? You know, it's that one scene from, is it Ants or A Bug's Life? I can never remember because they were so close together. Where he's talking about, oh, it was just one ant. It's just one ant. And then, you know, he shows the lesson like, you know, there's more of them than there is of us. You let that one ant push you around and, you know, they'll all come after you. It depends on how everybody reacts to it. If everybody's stupid and just like, oh, I need my YouTube. Oh, I should just show my ID. How about if YouTube wants to push that and everybody who's against it doesn't do it, and how many viewers are they going to lose? Like, you're not going to lose. They'll fucking reinstate, like, just, oh, sorry. When they lose like a couple million people. But no, everybody's just going to be like, okay. Because that's the world we live in now. People are fucking stupid. Not everybody. But like, I'm just saying, like, it was like that during the COVID vaccines. It's going to be the same fucking thing here. Same thing with the YouTube. Same thing with fucking the voter, the ID thing that they're doing here for just to use the internet. I didn't even say anything. Geordie, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Really appreciate that, dude. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And this.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off, Disney, you fucking cunt!
That's right. Fuck off the government and their fucking bullshit tyrannical rule over the fucking world right now. Nearly every government that I see, they're just being fucking stupid and they're doing some crazy shit. Look at the UK. Look at Canada. Look at Australia. I mean, look, I would once have said, look at America, and there's still, like, there's crazy people in America, but, like, I feel like there has been a correction a little bit with Trump. There's been some, that Epstein thing was a fucking disaster. Not happy. Trump became the politician he said he'd never fucking be, basically. Fucking hated that. Completely disagree with Trump on that one. You ran on it. Oh, people are still talking about it. Fucking fuck off. DB Wild, how you doing? Good to see you. And we've got Justin, the Star Wars Marvel purist. I need fucking context for the... Okay, so the poll is the start time for the stream. So I've had to move days, obviously, to today. And I used my normal, usual time slot. The one thing that I'm hating is that, like, with when I was doing it, Jack Show and I would overlap. But they're like, I might only go for like another hour into the Jack Show or something like that. And then, awesome. So I was sort of fine with that. But changing it to this day, like Grizzy streams in this time slot. And is Grizzy still going? And Anna also now streams in this time slot. So basically, the context for the poll is like the first one is basically 2 hours earlier on the same day, obviously, or 2 hours later. Because to be honest with you, I can't. It's so hard for me to. Like my real world controls basically this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Grizzy is still going. He's been going for 2 hours though. So like that's the thing. Okay, so I can't even start 2 hours earlier. Because Grizzy basically starts 2 hours earlier. So my best bet is to start either... Actually, Anna started an hour and a half ago. So she starts an hour earlier than I do. If I started just even an hour later, Grizzy would probably be done and Anna would be sort of well into her stream that it could be getting close to the end. There might just be a little bit of an overlap. Maybe that'd be better. I don't think I need the poll because... And the funny thing is starting early is winning the poll. How can you say that, chat, when that's when Grizzy basically starts? I didn't even think about that, putting that in there. So, and the US time is Central Time because it's just what I had on my computer to go off. So there's the context for the poll. Yeah, but when's that stream? Is that on the same day you're saying? So like she does Graham's stream earlier and then she'll do hers. Yeah, so starting earlier I don't think is an option. If anything, it's got to start later. So I normally start at 1 p.m. my time. I'll either start at 2 or 3. I really want to start at 3. It's the only thing. I would do 10 p.m. Central Time. That's when I'm doing it. That's now. That's right now. That's when I normally start. That's when I started. And then when daylight savings ticks over, that's just going to throw a massive spanner in the works. We'll work it out. We've been talking about my starting time for ages. Let's get into something. I think the first thing that we could get into is something a little bit like just, we'll celebrate a little bit. With Ian McDermott. Ian McDermott turned 81 this week. Happy birthday. Thank you for your contributions to Star Wars. Despite the last couple of things that you did with Disney Star Wars. But yes, happy birthday. I think he embodied Palpatine and Sidious very, very well. It's almost like how people talk about Superman and Clark, right? Or Kal-El and Clark, or Batman and Bruce Wayne. You know, people always debate, oh, he played a really good Bruce Wayne, but his performance as Batman was pretty, or vice versa. Or you got that same thing with Superman, or anyone that's got sort of like that hidden identity, alter ego kind of thing. We always sort of have those debates. I think that, like, for a character that has to embody the same sort of thing, like two personas, Ian McDermott done a fantastic job as Palpatine and also Sidious. And it'd be interesting to see if there could be somebody else out there that could do it. Not that I would want them to remake it or recast or do anything like that. The good thing about the character of Palpatine is that he's done. And he should have been done. Like, obviously, they resurrected him. And it's not to say they couldn't do it again. Somehow Palpatine returned. They could so very much do that again. Imagine if they did. Imagine if they brought fucking Palpatine back in like the Mandalorian and Grogu. They can't think of another they can't create a villain in the Star Wars universe. They don't know how to do it. So all they do is they bring Palpatine back consistently. Palpatine tells baby Grogu that he is his father. I am your father. He created him in a lab using Yoda and Yaddle's genes. They're not quite as good genes as Sydney Sweeney's genes, but they're genes nonetheless. But happy birthday, Ian McDermott. So yes, a bit of a celebration there for him. Cheers. I don't have a shot. I don't have a drink, but here's to Ian McDermott. Turning 81. Cool. I hate it how it does that. It takes away my border every time. Every time. Now, I haven't had a chance to read this, and you know how bad my reading is. But all I had to do was see the the two people that were tagged in this post. And thank you, Mike, for sending this to me. I hate how short notice it is because I didn't have a chance to sort of read through it already. I am going to give it a go, guys. We're going to... But this is hilarious to me. So, but actually, before I bring this up, now I've built it up and I've left you guys on the edge. Gina Carano's lawsuit. We talked about it obviously last week. I talked about how I didn't think she won. It's a TKO, right? It's a technical knockout, but I just don't think that. Man, they didn't admit fault. Once again, they really didn't admit fault. Now, by paying it out and settling, that is some admission of fault, obviously. But no apology, nothing. And it has been kind of fun to see the Disney shills and some of the weirdos out there just absolutely losing their shit over this. It's funny too because there hasn't even been any announcement of Gina coming back or anything like that. They've just made their statements, which have been to me really lackadaisical statements. But they made their statements and now we just wait and see. You know, it's a bit like how people have been talking about the Johnny Depp thing, coming back to Pirates of the Caribbean. I saw that story going around. And, dude, you know, He said on the stand, like, he would never go back to that to Disney, never go back to that role. What, you just telling me that money and like, look, time and money, yeah, maybe it might change things, but they completely fuck you over, dude. The thing is he loves that role and blah 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 blah. Anyway, so with that being said about Gina Carano, I've just seen this. We're going to blow this up a little bit, actually. So as you can see, by the two names that are tagged in this, we have Gina Carano and we have Dick the Van Dumb Cunt. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. So, of course, the rumor mill had to start once this story came out. So we're going to read, I'm going to attempt to read through this. You guys could probably read it quicker than I could. But here we go. So from Comic Book News, a new rumor claims Gina Carano's Disney settlement could pave the way for a major Star Wars comeback and even see her headline her own series. YouTuber Dick the Van Dumb Cunt says multiple Hollywood sources, of course, have told him that Carano's settlement includes a deal for her to star in a revised Rangers of the New Republic series. The crazy thing about this rumor is that with the settlement, and this is what I think Doomcock is really good at, is finding the thing that it could be true. It could be true. The things that I don't believe about this guy is this. And just the fact that he's been wrong on so many levels, on so many occasions has he been wrong. He eventually actually sort of became the same status for me as what's his name? Mike Zero. You know, where it's almost hilarious because everybody knows that you're just full of shit and you're just making stuff up for clicks and the normies just eat it up. According to the rumor, the show would feature Timothy Olyphant reprising his role as Cobb Vanth. Every time I hear that name now, it just reminds me of that story of my favorite ship. I'll never forget it. And it's not even my story. It's literally a story that I read on Twitter. Do you guys remember that story, the ship story? I don't know. There might be some new people in the chat here, but just in a nutshell, there was this guy on Twitter. He posted it. He got a new job. He went to the job. He happened to mention that he was a massive Star Wars fan. And there was another guy there that mentioned that he was a massive Star Wars fan too. So the guy with the new job goes, "Oh, just out of curiosity, what's your favorite ship?" And the dude says, Din Cobb. And the guy goes, "What? Hey, hang on. I've never heard of that. What's a Din Cobb?" And he goes, Din Djarin and Cobb Vanth. And the dude, couldn't believe what he was hearing. He was asking what his favorite ship fucking was. Din Cobb. Fucking dumb cunts, mate. That's the new Disney Star Wars fucking audience. Timothy Olyphant reprising his role as Cobb Vanth. Be directed exclusively by Jon Favreau and operate without interference from other Lucasfilm executives, giving Favreau full creative control, something that was lacking in the Mandalorian series, season 3, and the reason for the disappointing third season. Okay. Yeah, that had nothing to do with the fact that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni were involved. That was the meddling from Kathleen Kennedy's side. Man, this dude is still on the fucking, still on the Civil War bullshit. Like, it still lingers in there. It's not exclusively or explicitly stated, but like, just based on these statements that he uses, he still believes that there's a fucking some sort of civil war at Lucasfilm. Fucking Jesus Christ, how long's that been going for? The rumor goes so far as to say that Favreau reportedly left the upcoming Mandalorian movie to focus on a secret Star Wars project, which could could be the new Gina Carano series. This is this is a problem when you have dyslexia. Dude, are you telling me that they started working on the Gina Carano series before, like, we were even, like, because you're talking about when, like, he stepped away from the Mandalorian project. The Mandalorian's now, the Mandalorian movie, Mandalorian Grogu, right? That's done. Or at least they're in post or whatever. I don't know how it all fucking works, but that they were filming that's done, right? They're done shooting and they're now at the tail end of, I'm pretty sure that's right. So you're telling me that Jon Favreau, during this entire court case, before any settlement even happened, they were working on it. Wow. The foresight. They must be taking the drug from Limitless. The YouTuber added that Favreau also left the set to reprise his Marvel role, Happy Hogan, okay, in both Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day. That wouldn't be a surprise, so no one cares. Rangers of the New Republic was originally announced in 2020 with Gina Carano. This is the thing. Carano's Cara Dune expected to lead. That's right. It was expected that was going to happen. But it was shelved after her 2021 firing. We got through it. I hope that was okay. Dude, if anyone out there is still listening to this idiot, good luck to you. Good luck to you. If you don't know, like, there were so many things. Like, he basically just reported on the Reddit leaks of the rise of Palpatine, the rise of Skywalker. And then when it turned out that those leaks were true, it was Doomcock was right because his sources confirmed it. Is that like, dude? I wish I had have just done a video where I said that my sources confirmed it too. Hashtag Rhino was fucking right. So this was to be expected, right? This was really to be expected that the rumor mill people were going to jump on this. And hey, it's not outside of the realms of possibility that, yes, they could be reviving the Rangers of the New Republic. With the way that this settlement and the way that shit has gone, it wouldn't surprise me if they did do it. I think that it would be a big mistake for Gina Carano to go back to Star Wars. I don't know whether or not it's a mistake for her to go back to Disney necessarily. I don't know whether or not she's going to have too many other options. I think the first thing that she needs to do before she's entirely unblacklisted from the entirety of Hollywood, let's say, like all studios, Disney would have to put her into something. Which again, like, I know people that view that as a win, and to an extent, yes, it does technically view a win for Gina Carano. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me and the way that I would be. And I know that money talks. And if I was, put a couple $1 million in front of me and ask me to, go against my original word, I don't know what I would do. You're selling out basically your own integrity to some extent. But I don't know. That's me. I don't know that's how she feels. I don't know if that's what she wants. She knows that there's a lot of love out there for the character of Cara Dune. I don't personally get it. In fact, it's almost the opposite for me. When you got to try and separate the actor from the character, you know, normally it's I hate the character. I hate the actor, but like it's an okay character. For me with this, I fucking hate the character. I think the character is an abysmal character, written poorly, backstories all over the place, but I love Gina. I love Gina for what she stood up for. I don't know Gina, of course, but for what she did and what she stood up for, and man, to hold her head high through all of that adversity, it's pretty strong-willed, you know. And everybody's gone through their own forms of that kind of thing. You know, the scale, though, that something like this happens to a person like this, you know, we might go through our little things in life and, you know, a couple of people might look at us a bit shady, possibly. You know, she had fucking, I wouldn't necessarily go so far to say half the world, because I don't think that tiny minority of fucking people that did go after her, that made themselves look so fucking big, is half the fucking world. But look, if it's what the thing is too, the premise of the lawsuit, it has to be based on getting the things that she lost back, as well as compensation, right? That would have to be the end result of it, surely. So maybe there is a legal stipulation in it that they have to do something. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm sure that's Gina's choice, though. You know. But again, like the biggest thing on my list of before any money in settlement, and I said this last week, and I said it on Flashcast as well, would have to be a very detailed public apology. And I don't care whether, like, I thought about it. I'm like, they would have to make do it like a press conference. Like, I was overreacting with that. It can just be a written statement, but it needs to be fucking detailed as hell. Going back from the very beginning, we should never have tried and forced her to sit down on a Zoom call with all the woke activists. I know that they're going to word it differently, but they need to stipulate that and apologize for it. You know, we should never allowed our social media account to be run by somebody that would treat a person like this online and then pile on to the cancel campaign that was going. We apologize for that. Hopefully we can find some way to compensate you for the pain and heartache that we've caused you over the last 5 years. Like nothing like that. It's sorry. We're sorry. Here's some money. But like everybody that you ever worked with treated you with respect, and you treated us with respect, which we thank you for. But you know, every director and everybody that you worked, with treated you right. And hopefully we can find a way to work with each other in the future. That was the extent of their apology for all of this. And maybe that's not important to Gina. I don't know. But I'd want the public out there, especially the fucking retards out there that are going to continue going after her, even if they put the statement out, because they never believe truth anyway. But the statement would be out there. What can Gina point to right now to say, see, what they did to me was wrong? What can she point to right now? they gave me a butt ton of money to what? Shut you up? Like, I know that's not the case, and I don't want to go that hard at Gina, but like, fuck, man. At least get your apology. Did the apology just happen behind closed doors? That's not good enough. Did you even get an apology behind closed doors? I'm curious. I really am curious. Now, maybe Gina Carano would do this if it was just Jon Favreau. Because out of when the canceling was going down, it did seem like Jon Favreau was the one that just couldn't believe what was happening. From as much as we can take from what we got. Yeah, I know. But they're playing on the same fucking threads, man. That's the thing. Like, comic book news, no doubt, wants this rumor to be true. It feeds the system. How much, like, since what? The beginning of June, even. Like, what Star Wars news has there been to talk about? Like, we're about to go through for the, 6th, 7th week in a row, some of the most repetitive news stories I think I've ever seen for just one franchise, for one thing. How you doing, by the way, Melvin? Good to see you, brother. But yeah, it does suck that, like, somebody like Doomcock gets this kind of sort of publicity. See, all they want is the headline. All they want is the headline for exactly what I just did, the click. It is. It's a shame that the link to fucking what's his name's video is probably in here, Doomcock. Anyway. Grinding. But yeah, don't listen to this fucking idiot. He will find something and twist it, and he'll find a way to turn this into a Doomcock was right. It would not surprise me if Gina if they were to do Rangers of the New Republic and bring Gina back for it. Again, I don't think Gina should do that. I think we've seen what Star Wars is doing to careers in more recent times. You're either loved by the fucking weirdos that want to see you, marry your co-stars in the real world and destroy their original real world families, or, I don't know. They'll do some weird fanfic of you and like Jabba or something, getting it on his tail up your pussy. I don't know. Like that's how fucking strange and weird their fanfic is. I follow him. And why does Doomcock follow you? I think that was during the time that me and Greg was sort of going after him a bit. I can't remember exactly when that was. It could have been... Actually, it could have been going way back to when, like, he was even streaming with Gary. Way back when. I honestly can't remember. I have a feeling, though, it's got something to do with me, like, actually going after him. But yeah, he follows me. The whole without respect we accept. I came up with that meme. Where is that? Let me see. Hang on one second. Let me take down this. Let me see if I can find that. It should be. Is it there? Yep. I found it straight away. Let me just bring this over here. So this was made. This was made. It's actually in my outro. If you ever watch the outro closely, you'll see this image pop up. Without respect, we accept. So the reason why this ended up getting made, or I ended up saying this on a stream and then somebody made this, was because Doomcock's little slogan was without respect, we reject, right? And then it was really funny. The Luke Skywalker moment happened. I'm pretty sure it was the Luke Skywalker moment happened. And his post on Twitter was basically law and continuity don't matter as long as you get an emotional payoff. So I'm like, what? Without respect, we reject unless you get an emotional payoff. Basically is what you're saying. So I then came up with this. Without respect, we accept. It should be more without respect, they accept. But, you know, it was a play on fucking his little thing. So, yeah, there is that. There is that. So, look, we'll have to wait and see, obviously, what happens with Gina. Yeah, see it in the outro. It's funny how, like, that's going back way back. That's like 5 years ago. I can't believe how much time's flown by. And then, okay, so we go into some, I'll actually move that. Because we'll just, for the last couple of weeks, we've flicked through some of this Star Wars news stuff, right? And guys, I don't have a lot for today. So it's probably not going to be a massively long stream, which I'm happy for, to be honest, because, like, again, there's a few people out there that are streaming, and I'm new on this day, on this time slot. Is Grizzy still going? Does anybody know? I know Anna's still going. Anyway. But let's go through some of the Star Wars news that's been going around recently. So this was another thing that sort of I got shared, but Blabs actually shared with me. Thank you, Blabs. I don't know if she'd actually be in the chat right now. So yeah, Blabs tagged me in this and said Jenny Tartakovsky says he'd be interested in returning to Star Wars if it were for a live action project with Asajj Ventress. If she becomes live action, super cool. This quote is what he's saying. If she becomes live action, super cool. And if they ask me to do it, that would be an interesting conversation. Sorry, it kind of ended really weird there. Obviously, Tartakovsky's Clone Wars is way better than Dave Filoni's Clone Wars. The thing is you're going into now a Dave Filoni universe, Tartakovsky, not George's universe. So, like, once again, I don't think you quite realize what you're asking for. I don't think you've quite realized what you're asking for. Oh, Grizzy's done. All right, awesome. So he finished. So if I started an hour later, I'd pretty much be safe from an overlap with Grizzy. It's just Anna. But Anna's going to do okay without me, despite me streaming. Like what? She's got over 600 people watching her. I don't think it's going to matter too much. So yeah, I don't think these people really know what they're asking for. And that would take me straight into, hold on, let me find this other one. Oh, there is that actually. And then there's that. So again, here we go with the recycled fucking stories once again. I didn't want to start with that one. I wanted to start with this one. Hayden Christensen said he would love to make a Darth Vader series. I'd love to get to do some more stuff with Darth Vader, with the Darth Vader timeline. I think there's some good, meaty stuff there to explore still. If the powers that be decided a Vader spinoff is something they want to see, I'd be there in a heartbeat, 100%. I would love to. It would be amazing to keep exploring this character in both eras. The thing is, Hayden, to me, it's amazing to me that with a person that was involved in the prequels as much as you were involved and seemed to have understood the character of Darth Vader from the OT to the PT. Some parts of your portrayal were a little off, yes, but I believe that you understood the character and everything. It's hard for me to believe that you don't see the damage that the Obi-Wan Kenobi series did to the character of Darth Vader, and for that matter, the character of Anakin Skywalker. It's hard for me to believe that you don't see it. And for you to then ask for more, now look, maybe it is just a front. Maybe it's like, okay, you know, you're on a red carpet or something, and somebody asks you something like, would you like to do a Darth Vader series? Now, of course, he's not going to go, oh, no, they fucked my character in the last thing that I did, so I'm not going to go back. So maybe there is an element of him just, yes, I would love to do it. 100%. Why wouldn't I want to do it? Right? But then behind closed doors, maybe it could be like, no, I'm not doing that. But that's not what it seems to be, because we saw Anakin / Vader in Ahsoka. We saw Anakin / Vader in Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's not outside of the realms of possibility that we say fucking Vader or Anakin in fucking Mandalorian and Grogu when he's well and truly gone, dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? If somehow Palpatine can return, fuck, man, anything's fucking possible. Anything's fucking possible. But once again, I don't think you quite realize what you're asking for. Or maybe you do and you just don't care. It's hard. It's hard to read this. That's true. The Little Leia series. Oh, but let's move on. So this was the rumor. Like this was probably the big story for Star Wars before, like, or sort of, you know, running semi-parallel with Gina Carano stuff. Like Gina Carano is obviously the top story in regards to everything happening with Star Wars right now. And this, if Gina Carano's thing wasn't happening, this probably would have been the biggest story. So originally it was Ewan McGregor has confirmed he will return as Obi-Wan Kenobi in Ahsoka Season 2. And then update, Ewan McGregor was misquoted by the reporting outlet. He was referencing, to his wife, Mary Elizabeth Weinstein. I don't know. Being in the show, not him. Lucasfilm has stated McGregor is not in Ahsoka Season 2. It's amazing, though, to see how people wanted to run with this. Weinstead. There's no D on the end, though. I understand that that's what it is, Quinton, but yeah. Or is that just a typo? Anyway. If that's how it's spelt and that's how it's pronounced, then it's fucking weird. Anyway, so yes, he was referencing his wife. I think he was referencing him being on set, possibly, because his wife is there. His wife plays Hera Syndulla. Well, a version of Hera Syndulla. It's so funny. You know, I think actually, despite how much I think Rebels is garbage, a piece of shit, there's some good, like, things in there, some good moments, some good, you could even say some good Star Wars in there. But overall, it's shit. But the characters, some of the characters are actually portrayed quite well. Like Hera as that sort of motherly character to their little band of rebels, you know, and Kanan being that fatherly, and then they're all like brothers and sisters, but then you got Zeb, who's a bit of the muscle, a bit like the uncle. Like it's like there is that bit of family dynamic in that show. And fuck, man, that is just gone in this fucking live action. They don't even know how to find that element of fucking, I don't know, acting. I don't know what it is. Season 2 is just going to be another whole heap of crossing arms, put a chick in it, make her lame and gay. Man, it's going to be amazing to see what happens with Sabine and her powers. Imagine after that they depower her because they listen to the criticism and they're like, oh, well, maybe we went too far, and then they depower her. Just fucking their own shit up. Do that again. Oh, I can't. It was in the moment. I can't feel the force anymore. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be fucking weird to see what they do with Ahsoka Season 2. But again, we've had both of these reports before. Hayden Christensen has said millions of times, and I don't know how many times we can keep asking him the same fucking questions if that's what's happening here. Fucking, would you like to do Darth Vader again? Fucking oath he would. Fucking oath he would. Would you like to do Obi-Wan Kenobi again? Fucking oath he would. The problem is that they're not playing those characters anymore. If they do it, they're not playing Vader, they're not playing fucking Anakin, and they're not playing fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're playing Disney-fied versions of those fucking characters. The destructive versions of those characters to the rest of the context of the fucking story. Like, they've gone so far. They've gone so far outside the realms of what Star Wars is with what they've done. Like I said before, it's a shell of itself. It is a shell of itself. And then what was this? Ron Howard reveals the advice he got from George Lucas ahead of making Solo a Star Wars story. Just don't forget, it's for 12-year-old boys. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. If Ron Howard was quoted saying that that's what George said, I don't believe you. I don't. I don't. You're trying to tell me that after the result of The Last Jedi and the disaster that the production of Solo, a Star Wars story was, and you coming in out of nowhere to fix it, just decided to go to George, who was disappointed and felt betrayed by Disney Star Wars, right? And you went to him and just asked him, you got any advice for me on this Solo, a Star Wars story? Just don't forget, it's for 12-year-old boys. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Bullshit. George would have been more like, all right, well, you're telling the story of Han Solo. So go to your source material, like, you know, and figure it out. Like, it's all there. It's all there. It exists already. It's there. Make it. Oh no, we want Chewie and Han to meet in the shower. That's what we really want. That's what we really want. Because then that puts down your characters, George. Tries to lift our characters up. You know, we're not going to tell the origins properly of Han Solo. What we are going to do though is we're going to give you the origins of his name and how, because he's got no people, an Imperial soldier just putting his details into a system decided to give him the last name Solo. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, my God. My God. I just can't believe how perfect that is. Yeah, George really just said to you, just don't forget it's for 12-year-old boys. Fuck off. This is the narrative again that they try to push to make sure that fucking people remember that Star Wars isn't to be taken seriously and it's just for kids. It's a story about space wizards for kids. Like, go suck your mum's dick. Like, seriously. Seriously. Because realistically, the only people in the world right now that like anything coming out of Disney Star Wars, their mum has a dick. Pronouns in bio. All they want is shipping. Fucking, it's all about fucking sexual identity and all the other bullshit. It's only logical to think that they live with chicks with dicks. It's only logical. All right, fuck it. Fuck it.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
That's right. Fuck off, Disney, you fucking cunts. All right. So yeah, there's like, you know, these are the things that are being reported right now. Like, that is from Culture Crave. Earlier today, 3 hours ago. That's news. That's Star Wars news. Oh, is this real, IGN? As well. Star Wars actor John Boyega revealed he expected an allies to enemies arc for Finn and Daisy Ridley's Rey in the sequel trilogy. I thought they were planning dual Jedis. Hang on. If that's like, I'm not going into it. I'm not reading an IGN article. They're so fucking retarded. But dual Jedis, you wouldn't be enemies. But obviously, I understand what you're saying. I don't think that. I think the sequels are so hard for me now. Because, like, I used to think, okay, yeah, the premise of Finn's original, like, story in the first one, The Force Awakens, there's a decent enough something there to build off. There's potential, right? You know, Stormtrooper, who what am I trying to say? Like, leaves, deserts, whatever. But you know, there's a possibility of him being Force sensitive. Decent concept there. Yeah, Kyle Katarn. That's true. That is very true. This is the thing. Is like, as soon as you mention something like that, somebody reminds you of something like this, and you kind of just go, why didn't they just fucking adapt what they had? There's so much there. Could you imagine them adapting the X-Wing series? You know, you want something in it that's got, like, that's action-packed, that's thrilling, that's got great characters with great story arcs and great character development and great character arcs, and that's got plenty of action-packed, makes sense within the universe, that doesn't really have a lot of Jedi in it and a lot of the Force in it and stuff like that. You do the X-Wing series. You know, you do the scene with Luke and his cameo in that scene, and then, you know, you bring him in like they do in parts of it, to have like a little conversation here, a bit of context, you know. Dude. So I don't really fucking care if you were going to do allies to enemies, or fucking you were going to go good side, dark side, good side again. I don't give a fuck. They had it. They had it there. They had a slam dunk. Wasn't even a fucking layup. It was, man, you didn't even have to shoot it. It was in the basket. You know where this game started for Disney? Going off that basketball analogy and not even having to shoot it. They entered this game with the basketball sitting over the hoop. And all they had to do was push a button to say go or resume game, and they win. That's it. Yep. And the thing that I hate the most about that is the EU was never canon. Well, we've got like audio evidence of authors and stuff like that saying that everything is it Matt Stover, that clip from Matt Stover, is it? I'm pretty sure it's that. Anyway, but it's the fact that you can't decanonize something that was never canon. If it was just Elseworlds or something like that, then they wouldn't have had to even officially have made a statement about it. That's what makes the premise of people saying that it was never canon stupid. Fucking stupid, man. And then those people call themselves Star Wars fans, and they've been lifelong Star Wars fans, and then they start shitting on the original, you know, canon and the original lore so that it can prop up their bullshit. Like, you call yourself a Star Wars fan? Awesome. It's pretty incredible that it was on her channel, right? That he says that. She probably still doesn't believe it. She'd probably still say to this day that it was never canon. What else have we got? Some more Star Wars news. This is Star Wars news. Everything I think that we've talked about, past, hoping for future, but a bullshit rumor story that went viral for 24 hours and got debunked. Past, already talked about multiple times. Not really. That's sort of new, but again, just somebody wanting to come back to Star Wars, not really knowing what they're actually asking for. Fuck, man. Anything about anything that's happening in the future with Disney Star Wars that we could possibly... Yeah, this touches on the fact that Ahsoka Season 2 is happening, but gee, you haven't really even started building any hype for that one, have you? And when's that supposed to be coming out? When is Ahsoka? I don't even know. It's obviously got to be next year. Oops. To release date. So it just says filming will begin in 2025. Have they not... have they not started filming already? And it just says it's coming out in 2026. Dude. Could they put Cara Dune in Ahsoka? Let's see that rumor, Doomcock. I want to see how you construct your rumor for that one. What have your sources told you? Sorry, what did your brain tell you to make up? It's your source, right? So Manny Jacinto praises the Acolyte creator Leslie Headland and credits her for the show's acclaim. Acclaim? Dude, I think you think the show was way better than it was. These people are so delusional. So in their own fucking heads if they really do believe this. Leslie Headland is the best. She's my captain. She is a Star Wars nerd, geek, all the incredible things. Oh, God. I wish we could run it back. All credit to Leslie Headland. Look, I don't disagree with giving her credit for the fucking garbage Star Wars project she made. I have no issue giving her credit for that. But wow, could you suck her dick anymore? Like, Manny Jacinto just got on all fours and sucked Leslie Headland's elephantitis clitoris that he thought was a cock. Yes, no, not credit, blame. More Star Wars news, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the illusion that Star Wars is still relevant while fading into the ether of nothingness. Until the next project comes out, and then it'll be the best Star Wars we've ever had. Mandalorian and Grogu comes out, it's going to be the best Star Wars we've ever had. But then later that year, Ahsoka Season 2 is going to come out. And guess what? It's going to be the best Star Wars we've ever had. Fucking believable. Fucking believable. So guess what? That's all the Star Wars news we have. It's all the Star Wars news we have. Tartakovsky would like to go back and do Asajj Ventress in live action. Hayden Christensen would like to do Darth Vader. You need to fucking move out of this era of Star Wars. They are so stuck. They are so stuck because they've written themselves into a fucking corner because they can't do anything moving forward or backward or anything because they've turned the entire universe on its head. Fucked. They're fucked. Ewan McGregor was mistakenly fucking quoted to say that he's going to be in Ahsoka Season 2. That nobody even fucking cared about. I didn't even know that actually went around until I heard that it was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know that it only probably lasted 24 hours before the correction came out, but still. Ron Howard allegedly says that George Lucas told him, just don't forget that it's, Star Wars is for 12-year-old boys. Bullshit. I think I've heard him elaborate on the kids thing before, and it's not just like he even talks about how it sort of evolved and grew out of that specific mindset or view of it. Now, is it still for kids? Fucking oath. But come on now. Come on now. And you're expecting me to believe that that was the advice. The advice that George gave you for a Han Solo story. Was just don't forget it's for 12-year-old boys. Fucking John Boyega's still trying to feed off his fame, whatever fame he's still got from Star Wars. He's not famous for anything else. As much as people would maybe like to try and say, what, Pacific Rim? Okay. And I wonder how that went in China. I don't even know. I'd probably be interested to look into that. How did the first Pacific Rim go in China compared to the second one? And yes, I am basically pointing out that they are racist. Why do you think fucking Disney shrunk his picture on the poster? Why do you think that they covered up Chadwick Boseman's face for the Black Panther poster? Because they're fucking racists. But they're okay because they're Asian, right? I don't know. Is that okay? They're allowed to be? Maybe? Perhaps? Fucking suck Leslie's dick some more, Manny. Are you still hoping to get work? Fucking shit our series. Anyway, that's the extent of Star Wars news. That is the extent of the Star Wars news. The biggest thing still is the Gina Carano story. And that's going to fade away, and well, I don't know. Oh, God, I really want a statement from, like, an apology statement from Disney Star Wars. I don't understand why that wouldn't have been the first thing on the list. Public apology. Detailed. I got to end the poll, actually, because we figured out that we can't, because we're changing the day that we're doing Casual Rage, I was just checking what's probably the best time to do it. What's the bet that the morning time slot is the better time slot for everyone? It is. The problem is doing it then is that is when Grizzy starts. And if I was to start it an hour later, it would be basically when Grizzy finishes. So that's kind of perfect, I think. Next week, we'll try that. All right? Next week, we're going to try that. We're going to start an hour later than we did today. And hopefully that gives like Anna a chance to sort of get into her streaming, sort of get through it as well. Or get mostly through it, you know what I'm saying? When's the best time for me? I'm sort of easy. It's my day off. I just, like, for me, it's more about, like, what's the best time for my audience so that the most people can be here. Yeah, that's right. It's going to be, unfortunately, I did see your comments earlier in the chat. Obviously, you weren't here for that. Yes. I've had to change my day off at work, so this is the only time that I can do it. And I'm gonna start it an hour later next week to hopefully avoid as much overlap with Grizzy as possible. I just hate streaming over Anna as well. You know, especially due to the fact that I'd love to go and even just jump on with Anna and hang out for a bit. It's been so long. I haven't, like, we talk a little bit here and there in DMs and everything, but actually sitting down and chatting and we used to do it all the time. Fucking been ages. It's like my little sister. All right. Let's get rid of some of these tabs. All that Star Wars garbage. What nonsense. What fucking nonsense that is. All right. I need a refill. Well, it's pretty... the problem is, it's gotten warm. Like, it's not completely finished. It's probably about that much left, but... Ugh. All right, let's watch this. This is the Spider-Man teaser. Now, I actually, like I said, I don't really know what they're doing with this Spider-Man movie. I don't really know the premise of it. Obviously, after the last one, nobody knows who Peter is anymore. Foster's would be a nice refresher. I don't think so. What is that? What the fuck is that? Boomer juice. What, Coke? So yeah, Spider-Man. I like the idea that nobody knows who Spider-Man is. So it's kind of like he's almost... Well, Spider-Man's been around, obviously, but nobody knows who Spider-Man is anymore. Or knows who Peter Parker is, actually.
Alrighty.
So how you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good, man. It's day one.
Day one?
My fourth ever day one on Spider-Man. You know, it's funny, putting the suit on, it feels different this time, somehow. It's also the first time we've ever had fans on set for day one, so it's really exciting to share this with them.
You're good?
We've got some familiar faces on set.
Oh, see you, man.
You know, I'm just going to do my best, hopefully get it.
Hasn't he, like, so isn't this like semi-retired from acting sort of thing? Like, isn't he doing this and then he sort of doesn't really, like, I just heard that as a rumor. I don't know whether or not there's any truth to it or anything like that. Which is a little bit of a shame because he is a good actor, I think. He's better than like a Mark Ruffalo or something like that. Like, you know, Tom Holland is pretty good. And as much as I didn't really like the premise of some of the elements of some of his Spider-Man movies, I think he played a good Peter Parker and a good Spider-Man. But that just goes to show you, like, his acting skills, really.
Right, no pressure.
Wow, that's a really good one. Okay. So that's really extended the teaser. It's just them shooting day one with some fans there. Good on them. I don't know. It's like, I think Spider-Man's one of those movies where I think it's gonna do well no matter what they do, really. There's gonna be some word of mouth affecting it, but I think overall it's gonna be what shills were there on set? I don't know. Could you see any? Have you gone through this? Look at this guy. He's like, he didn't give me 5. Give me 5, Spider-Man. You're a grown man, dude. I don't think you're going to really be able to. He looks like a shell. Who knows? There was probably some shells there, perhaps. Anyway. Oh, dude, I was just scrolling through that and I'm not even sharing my screen. Idiot. Fucking rookie mistake. Boomer. I don't know if I'm interested. I am. Dude, Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. Who doesn't love fucking Spider-Man? Yes, Toby's the best. Spider-Man 2 is the best. I do like Spider-Man 1. Just Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, he redeemed himself definitely in that last Spider-Man movie. It's kind of a shame that they didn't sort of finish that, at least they brought Rhino in at the end and stuff, but nothing, where's the continuation of that story? I don't know. I think that let's just say this. All the versions everything that they've done with Spider-Man so far, whether it be Toby, Andrew, or Tom, has been better than the way that they've rolled out the Fantastic Four, the Fantastic Fours that they've done. True? I think we can all agree that all of the Spider-Mans that we've had is way better than the Fantastic Fours that we've had. Now, what's better? The X-Men that we got or the Spider-Man that we got? I think that's a little bit tougher than comparing. I'd love Spider-Man 4 with Toby. I'd like another Amazing Spider-Man, to be honest with you, with Andrew, after what we got in, what is it? No Way Home? Got No Home? I will say the titles of these have been pretty bad. I do like the idea of Brand New Day because obviously it's a bit of a reset for Spider-Man. But if this is truly Tom's last sort of performance, they need to find a way to close the story, at least in some way, unless they're just planning on recasting. It's having as the same Spider-Man, but just a recast. It's a bit strange doing that with the Spider-Man, but, they could do it, I guess. G'day, GT Weber. It's all right to be late to the party, as long as you make it. As long as you make it. That's all that matters. There were definitely more good Spideys than X-Men. I like X-Men 1 and 2. X-Men 3, Days of Future Past is good. Why am I blanking on the names now? Apocalypse is garbage. What's someone where they were all young? Why am I blanking on that one? The one with Shaw and Emma Frost and stuff. I think that one's all right. That one's good. But I think I probably have to agree with you. There's more better Spider-Men than there are. Last Stand. Dark Phoenix is garbage. Dark Phoenix and Apocalypse are garbage. Thinking of First Class. That's what I'm thinking of. Sorry. First Class. Yeah, I liked First Class. Anyway, we'll see. Spider-Man, Brand New Day. I don't mind. I don't mind Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I do hate some of the elements of making him like Iron Spider Boy or whatever you want to fucking call him. But the way they brought him into the story and what they did with him, I thought it was okay. It was fine. I will say, like, it's funny. Normally, you get a really good Spider-Man, and then the next one's a little bit worse, and the next one's a little bit worse. I kind of feel like it's gone in a different trajectory for Tom Holland. It got better. Like, it wasn't good, and it did get a little bit better over time. To the point where the last one, I think, was really good. But I don't know whether or not that's based on the performances of Toby and Andrew. And the chemistry that those three had on screen was really good. As all three Peter Parkers and all three Spider-Man. Really good. Okay. That's pretty much that done. We do have a couple of Seal of the Week nominees. And then I just want to go over some of the Sydney Sweeney stuff that we didn't get to go over last week. And I do apologize again for last week having to just bail out like that. It's kind of like, fuck, I got multiple phone calls from customers and from work stuff. And it's just, I needed to do it. Have you ever been seen without a hat? I have. I think I've got photos on like my Instagram and stuff like that without a hat on. I am losing my hair, so I am getting a little bit on the balding side. I still have my hair, but it's thinning out. I would, if I'd actually had a haircut, I'd show you. I'd just take my hat off. But because I need to actually get a haircut, like I need to get the beard shaved and everything, but I need a proper haircut. The next time it's decent, I'll show you. I don't care. I just like, I'm a hat person. I have been for a very long time. Even before I lost my hair, I was a hat person. Well, I haven't lost my hair, but before I started losing my hair, I was a hat person. I always used to wear flat caps though, or like a lot of flat caps. Not all the time. I do love my baseball caps, but a lot of flat caps and off to the side and backwards. I know. It's just it's just the way I wore it. I hope you find it again. Want my hairline? I doubt it. No. Never. Although I do like as I'm getting older, if I go out, I need to get one of those like sort of, it's a bit of a stylish going out sort of hat, dressy hat. I like those. A bit like the gangster style sort of hats, if you know what I'm saying. Like the I don't know if it would be maybe the 1950s style gangster hat. Anyway. All right, I'm going to go get another drink. And then we're going to come back. We're going to do Seal of the Week, and we're going to go through some of this Sydney Sweeney stuff really quickly. I just want to wrap it up because, like, I will say the Sydney Sweeney seems to me, maybe I could be wrong, but it seems to me that the Sydney Sweeney stuff is sort of dying down a little bit. But I just want to do a little bit of a catch up because, like I said, I was supposed to go through this last week. But I'll be right back.
Oh, Mother, read that.
Mother, don't let the American bitch.
Did you just fart?
Yes, I did. Tell you what to do.
I think it's bedtime, Mother.
Question mark.
I think it's bedtime for Mozart.
You pushed so far.
That's the type of videos that we watch on fucking Happy Hump Day.
I gotta pee. Oh my god.
Sorry about that. I quickly use the facilities as well. All right. Let's do Seal of the Week. Oh, I don't think we need that just yet. All right.
I'm the Jedi, the Jedi.
So, the first nominee this week is M. She's so thirsty for, I don't know, Star Wars anything cock. Manny Jacinto explains why his arms look so good in The Acolyte. Honestly, really good lighting, lots of baby oil, and some mud. And she says, I miss Darth Biceps. She's thirsty as. So yeah, she gets the first nominee this week. Second nominee goes to Brooks. 3 months without Andor. What a fucking the funny thing for me was what a fucking gift to use. Is that how you feel? Is that how you feel after 3 months without Andor? That's how they're hitting the head with, I don't know, a rock. It's so funny that you use that. And then the last one, Synthetics. I think I got that right. The Last Jedi 2017 got way more hate than it deserved. We've heard this before. We've heard this before. And it's sort of like, it's so funny that just quote tweeting your own tweet. Name a movie that didn't deserve the hate it got. Of course, you were hoping that everybody said The Last Jedi. Let's see. The Nice Guys. Lost in Space. That's a bad movie. It was him trying to get out of Friends. And she was from Party of Five. And I think she was from Party of Five. A TV show about the kids that lost their parents. 50 Shades. Waterworld. I agree with that. I actually don't think that that's as bad a movie as the hate that it did get. I agree with that one. Watchmen. I don't know. Did that get a lot of hate, did it? John Carter. I didn't like John Carter. John Carter. Doctor Strange. Multiverse of Madness. I think that was deserved. No. What is this? That GIF just looks like they're sort of all grinding together in this motion. It's so funny. Cowboys and Aliens. I love this movie. I love this movie. I really do. Timothy Dalton in James Bond movies. Yeah, he isn't. He's probably out of all the James Bonds, he's actually probably the worst one. The worst Bond. Like, and I'm not saying that necessarily his Bonds are that bad. It's just if I was to scale the Bonds that I can think of, it would have to go Sean Connery. Fuck. It's really tight for me between Roger Moore and oh my god. And Pierce Brosnan. Thank you. Star Wars Marvel Purist saved me there. You think Moore's last? See, for me, it goes Connery, either Brosnan and Moore are like this for me. The thing is that Roger Moore's movies are way better Bond movies, whereas Roger Moore's Bond, I think, is like the way he plays. I like that Bond. Although, like, man, there's some stuff. There's been a massive Bond marathon on recently, and they've been playing from the very beginning, from the very first Bond as they've been released, one a day. They've been showing them. We're up to No Time to Die, believe it or not. Tonight they're playing No Time to Die. But yeah, so I've actually seen a couple of the Timothy Dalton ones recently. I've seen a couple of the Roger Moore ones recently. I watched Moonraker, man. That's got to be the worst Bond movie out of all Bond movies, has to be Moonraker. I just like Roger Moore as Bond, though. And then see, for me, last becomes Dalton. I don't know. But then where does what's his name? Daniel Craig sit in all of this? I think Daniel Craig's Bond in Casino Royale, fantastic. Fantastic. The funny thing is that his Bond was done during the time of wokeness sort of coming in. Like his first Bond was outside of it, and then it sort of started to diminish into crap. You think that deserved? Do you think that didn't deserve? No, that deserved its fucking criticism. Avatar. I don't know. Like that was fucking heaps of people watched it. I don't think that really got criticized. Like it was criticized, yes. Couldn't believe that it made as much money as it did for what it was. Second best Avengers movie. Oh, his Mummy movie was shit. Yeah. Never saw it. Jurassic Park 3. Nah. I think all the Jurassic Park movies are better than the Jurassic World movies. That Hulk movie, is that Eric Banner's Hulk or is that Edward Norton's Hulk? I can't remember. Oh, I never watched the live action. Van Helsing. Anyway, Happy Gilmore 2. I haven't seen it yet. Anyway, that gives you a little bit of context. But of course, the entire premise, this person, it's so funny. Nobody else mentioned The Last Jedi. And I think that's why they ended up, that's so funny. No one in there, we just scrolled through a fair bit and nobody mentioned The Last Jedi. So they had to mention The Last Jedi. That's kind of funny to me. All right. Man, we should have put the poll in for ages while we were talking about that. My God, how retarded am I right now? I'm going to end this ridiculous, stupid poll. That is completely unnecessary now. And we're going to start this one. Seal of the week. We've got the 3 nominees. Starting the poll. Yeah. It's kind of like Civil War for me too. Like, I don't like Civil War, but there's some great stuff in Civil War. Like, really good stuff in Civil War. You got the introduction of Black Panther, and I think the way that that's done is really fucking good. Like, really good. And then you've got the conflict between Tony, Steve, and Bucky, which is also really good. But then there's the, obviously the play fight stuff, the airport, which, there's some stuff in there that's really cool and looks good and awesome. But, like, it just seems very lackadaisical. Like, they didn't really, like... Yes, they didn't want to hurt each other. But at the same time, the Civil War should have been a civil war, man. And the only one that copped any consequences was Rhodey, really, right? He broke his back. But still gets to walk due to the technology of Tony Stark. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. So, number 1 is M, missing Darth Biceps, so missing the Acolyte, basically. We've got Brooks missing Andor, 3 months without Andor. And then you've got Synthetics. The only one that thinks that in her post, or I say her, but his post, may as well. In her post, can I misgender? Because I can. Because nobody put in her post that The Last Jedi copped any bad, like it was deserved, basically, at the end of the day. Funny. All right, let's watch some Sydney Sweeney meltdowns. Let me get my headphones in here. So I remember starting to watch some of this, and I'm like, oh, good. Like, because I was looking for, like, all the different clips of the stupid shit people were saying about Sydney Sweeney in the ad, and, it's Nazism and all of this kind of thing. And it's just good that Libs of TikTok found, I don't know, one of the street walkers, like the that sounds really bad. They basically just walk around the street asking questions with a microphone. And this is what we got.
The Sydney Sweeney ad. Have you seen it?
Oh.
That's this chick. Okay, so yeah, we've seen her before.
Oh, yes, I have.
What are your thoughts?
Trying to calm myself, but that was, Sydney.
See, put your arm down. Gross. The reaction is hilarious because it's like it's an overreaction without being an overreaction. She's trying to overreact. I'm trying to without actually having that is stalling, basically, to try and find the answer, the correct wrong answer. Because you've got to reach for those answers. And if you don't have them right there, if you're not prepared for it, you need time to be like, oh, that's right. It's Nazism. It's fucking, talking about her genes. How dare she? That's racist against black people because they don't have blue eyes and blonde hair. I don't know. Whatever it is that they're reaching for, they need time to find it again because they're so fucking retarded.
Sweeney has good gene. Really? Like, the eugenics in that. It's dripping with it. And I'm like, no.
When you saw it, what did you think of?
I mean, I thought, it was disgusting. I think it's just...
I don't know. That's a woman? I don't know.
Just showing what kind of country we're turning into, because it's white supremacy at the end of the day. That's what this ad is representing.
I didn't see it, but I have heard quite a bit about it, and a lot saying that it's slighted towards like eugenics and comparing the blue genes to blue jeans, blue blood, white hair, eye, or not white hair, but like blonde hair, blue eyes. And there's been a lot of comparison to that. I think it's absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
Can I look at what is that poster back there? Predator? Is that? Oh, man, move out the way, you.
Been a lot of comparison to that. I think it's absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah, that's not a good look. I mean, she's blonde hair, blue-eyed, white woman, very cute, and a lot of the things she's been doing online have been a little bit questionable. It seems that she's definitely been, pandering to a certain group of men online.
I've seen.
You know the thing that I don't understand about that premise is like, do you support all of these people OnlyFans? Because you just mentioned, parading it online and all of that kind of thing towards certain men, blah, 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 blah. Is OnlyFans empowering to you? That would be my immediate question straight after she said that. So I got a question. Is OnlyFans models, is that feminism? Is that empowering to women?
Parts of it, not the whole thing. I understand why people are offended. Whatever the intentions were, the impact is very problematic.
It's not acceptable
So it's how I felt about receiving the information.
to begin with. So
yeah. And I've been seeing a lot of people online being like, okay, well, if we ran the same ad with a black woman, it would be interpreted differently. What are your thoughts on that?
my thoughts on that is that, a black woman probably wouldn't use the same inflection, and, they didn't do that. So, they can say what ifs all they want, but
they got Trump on there. And they're throwing fruit. You can come here, you can buy some fruit or some vegetable, like you were fucking back in the fucking Stone Age, and just you throw like a mob would. Oh my God. Sorry, I got distracted from what you were saying, and I actually want to hear this answer. Because I said that same thing too. And of course, you stupid pink-haired woman, fucking, of course, a black person in the same ad isn't going to use the same inflections in regards to blue eyes and blonde hair. But what if a black person was to come on there and say, my beautiful brown eyes and dark hair? That's the same thing. And then to say that it's created by my genes and how good my genes are. And then it just says Rihanna has great genes because she's wearing their jeans. I want to hear this answer, actually. Sorry, I got distracted by the fact that people were throwing fruit at Trump and Harvey.
the same inflection.
Sorry. Again, because of the change of day, some people think that I'm actually at work today. Let's hear this.
That, a black woman probably wouldn't use the same inflection.
No shit.
And, they didn't do that. So
what if they do that? Yeah, okay, they got the hottest chick in Hollywood right now that is at least willing to just be normal.
They can say what ifs all they want, but the fact of the matter is they used a white woman to spend a...
Okay, so this is where I truly believe that the best move right now for American Eagle is to run the same sort of ad campaigns, but with a black woman. He could do it with a black dude, but I still feel like the woman aspect, the fact that it was Sydney Sweeney, get a black woman, a hot black woman.
Send a very specific.
And basically use the same inflections, but just change the wording. Like, you know, color, the different colors of eyes or the different colors of hairs or whatever. You know, but run the exact same thing. Do the wording identical, but just changing the correct things to change.
Message.
What about you?
I definitely think if it were a black woman, it would send a different message. Specifically because that's the world that we've created, that we've grown up in, and so by specifically using a white person, it completely disregards everything that we've spent the last century.
That was a horrible throw. Watch this.
Completely disregards everything that we've spent the last
oh my god,
centuries working towards, and so that just kind of it rubs us the wrong way.
You know, a company like American Eagle, not surprised, and I think any,
And why are you not surprised? The funny thing is that you probably only ever heard of American Eagle the same time everybody else did.
Thinly veiled, whatever they're trying to put out is not very thinly veiled at all, and people can see through it. And so hopefully with enough outrage, companies will be afraid to put those types of messaging out.
With enough outrage, like they're so just openly stupid.
I get both sides of the argument. Like, she's talking about like actual genes, but then I get the other side saying like, oh, but like this could be like a play on words for like something else. But like honestly, I think there's just so much more going on in the world that like an ad about Sydney Sweeney isn't something that we need to pay attention to. It's this, and it's actually fighting for people's rights and committing.
So the first part of the statement was okay, reasonably based. Like, yeah, we do have bigger things to worry about than fucking a jeans ad with Sydney Sweeney. But what she's worried about is this, like
to caking out Donald Trump.
You were so
and
close.
J.D. Vance and RFK Jr.
So close.
Because they are fucking everything up.
Okay.
So I think that ad is like, I get it. People are outraged, but that's not what we need to be paying attention to.
That's fair enough, that last little bit there. Well, there you go. There you go. So the world's retarded. There's a lot of fucking stupid people out there. It used to be better when we used to be able to help these people. Now we can't help them. I don't think that there's anything really wrong. It's bad. It's a bad place to be. But let's wrap up this poll, shall we? So we got number 1. We got M. She misses the biceps from the acolyte. We've got Brooks, number 2. And number 3 is, well, we called her a her, so we're going to continue on that trend. Synthetic. There you go. All right. We're pretty much done. Let's end the poll there. So, in last place with 15% of the vote, was M. Sorry, not good enough. We know you're thirsty, but it's not good enough for Seal of the Week. We're going backwards anyway. In second place, the runner-up with 38% of the vote was Brooks. And the winner of this week's Seal of the Week with 46% of the vote was Synthetic, with the fact that they're the only one that thinks in this entire thread that The Last Jedi got more hate than it deserved. Congratulations, Synthetic. You are this week's Seal of the Week. I'm just going to play this one. Congratulations. And that is where we are all done. We are all done. Thank you guys for being here on a day that it's a bit unusual. Again, we'll probably play around with times a little bit and we'll just see how we go. Next week, we'll probably start just an hour later. So 2 p.m. for me. Well, I can't figure it out. I think it's 11 p.m. Central. I think that's what it works out to be. So we'll do that next week and just see how we go with that. And we might play around with it a little bit more. Other than that, you can still go over, and I believe Anna is she still streaming? Hold on 1 second. Let me check. Oh, no, they ended. How long ago did they end, though? 3 hours ago? No, that doesn't work. So they started 3 hours ago. Damn. I really want to talk to Anna. Anyway, so we're all done. Thank you, everyone, again for being here. Thank you to all the members. I don't think we did get any super chats today, which is fine. We got some member chats and we got some gifted memberships. Thank you, Geordie, for those. Really appreciate it. To all the lurkers, thanks for hanging out and listening in. To the rewatchers, thanks for coming back and rewatching the stream. We really appreciate that. Smash the like button on your way out. We will see you next week. Hopefully there's a little bit more to talk about. I might watch something and maybe we can do a little review on something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find something to talk about. But take care, everyone, and we will see you next week. What are we going to play on the way out? Some of the usual stuff, but yeah. All right, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
You'd better put a chick in it.
Just for Ahsoka Season 2. Let's see more of this.
Fucking gay as fuck.
Going somewhere?
Chicks playing with their sword.
Put her on a path of her own choosing, so that no matter which direction she takes, we'll always be one step ahead of her.
What?
That is so lame.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt! A few minutes? Are you kidding? At the rate they're gaining?
What is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like dusting crops, kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store. They're bounce into a supermarket and then...
Yeah.
Be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're losing the deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking it very cautiously.
You... Go away!
We bounced too near a supermarket?